Tonight in our Missing series, the disappearance of Cieha Taylor. A 28-year-old from Florida seemed to just vanish one night after dropping off her boyfriend. Her car abandoned near a set of railroad tracks and the engine was still running. The doors were wide open, her purse, her cell phone, all of it was still inside the car. That was more than 2 years ago, and Cieha has not been seen since. Correspondent Brooke Schaefer traveled to the Tampa area this week. And Brooke, you spoke to Cieha's mom, who is not giving up hope and wants answers.
Yeah, and Cieha's mom told me the worst part in all of this is the not knowing. But she said she knows one thing for sure. She said her daughter Cieha would never leave her like this.
This is her 19th birthday.
Cieha Taylor's mom had to put away most of her daughter's pictures.
And this was her just goofing off one day when she was 15.
Looking at them is still too painful, but every day she prays she'll find out what happened to her daughter.
Just today, let today be the day that we have answers.
Cieha Taylor grew up in this house in Dade City, Florida, about 45 minutes outside of Tampa. Her mom, Cieha Taylor, said Cieha was fearless.
Cieha was a unique personality. She was big as life. Smile, light up a room. She met no strangers. Like everybody always loved to be around her.
In February 2020, Cieha was 28 years old. Her mom admits Cieha would sometimes hang out with the wrong crowd. She was living with a boyfriend and a friend about 30 minutes from home in Plant City, Florida. On February 6th, 2020, her mom says Cieha and that boyfriend got into a fight.
She was supposed to be going to one of the best friend's house because she was upset and she had called her and was crying.
But Cieha never showed up at her friend's house. Days later, a friend found her car on the side of the road near some train tracks. Seemingly everything Cieha owned was inside.
Everything, her clothes, her purse, her ID, her social security card, her bank card, everything she owned, her phone.
So when you saw that, is that when you knew?
Yes.
Something's wrong?
Yes, because she never goes anywhere without her phone. She doesn't go anywhere without the other stuff either, but the phone was the main thing that set me to think something's wrong.
Her family filed a missing persons report with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And that's when Cieha's family found out an officer and a deputy had actually spotted Cieha's car days before that, running and on the train tracks, but no one inside. We tried to talk to the lead detective on Cieha's case, but the sheriff's office said Cieha's disappearance is an active investigation. They pointed us instead to a podcast they put together about the case in August 2020. This is Detective Joseph Florio.
We did a thorough search of the vehicle, evidence processing wise. We recovered some fingerprints, but they were all known people to have been in the cars. I know specifically that we were able to identify Cieha Taylor's fingerprints in the car.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says they've aggressively looked for Cieha Taylor. Every lead met with a dead end.
Basically, most of the detectives in the homicide section at some point have touched this case. Whether it be going out looking for surveillance video, we've knocked on neighbors' doors. There were some leads that came out of that traffic survey. Unfortunately, they haven't really come to any type of conclusion on it. They pretty much hit a dead end.
In an email, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office said they've sifted through hours of surveillance video and interviewed everyone in Cieha's life, including her boyfriend.
Was he the last person to have seen your daughter alive?
And he admits to that. From when he saw her to when the timeline of the car was found, he's the last person to see her alive.
What do detectives say about that? Is he a suspect?
Yes, and no one's been ruled out, but he's definitely a suspect.
Nobody ruled out, but still no answers on Cieha's whereabouts. Her mom fears the worst.
We just want to know what happened. More so than how it happened or who did it, it's more so let's have closure. You know, we'll worry about that later, of who done it and why.
But let today be the day, huh?
Let today be the day.
And again, we weren't able to talk to law enforcement about that boyfriend. We weren't able to track him down ourselves either. In that email from the sheriff's office, they've really sort of said they've done everything they can at this point. Now it's up to somebody knowing something and coming forward. Marnie?
Brooke, that car really stands out in my mind as such a critical piece to this case and trying to find out what happened to Cieha. Was there any signs of foul play that you've been able to glean from what investigators have shared, or if there was any other evidence left behind that was helpful?
No, that's the thing, that really this car was left running, all of her belongings inside, but Cieha was nowhere to be found. Her mom even says that the sheriff's office, they spotted the car a few days before her family and friends even found it. And the sheriff's office just moved the car off of the tracks, left it on the side of the road. So even initially, deputies didn't think there was anything suspicious about this car other than the fact that it was empty and running and sitting on train tracks. So they have looked through the car, they've dusted for fingerprints, and really nothing out of the ordinary has turned up.
Well, and from what we're seeing on the screen, it looks like it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I know they've scoured through hours and hours of surveillance video. Was there any surveillance video in that particular area near where the car was found?
From what it sounds like there is surveillance video, but it's not necessarily helpful surveillance video. According to the sheriff's office, they said that they have sifted through hours of video, but still nothing has turned up. They said they have gone through leads. Those leads go to dead ends. They've looked through, anonymous tips that people have called in, but so far, nothing is turning up. And so even with video, even with tips and leads and interviews that they've done, they still haven't been able to track down Cieha Taylor. And so they are asking right now, her family is pleading as well for somebody to come forward with any information.
Mom says someone knows something. Let's hope that putting the story out there tonight sparks someone to come forward. Brooke, thank you. And anyone with information in this case is asked to call the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. That number there on your screen, will have that online for you as well. Each week, the team here at NewsNation Prime tries to shed light on missing persons cases just like Cieha's, but we need your help to do so. If someone you love or care about has gone missing, or you know of a case that you think that we should be looking into, you can submit a request on our website, newsnationnow.com/missing. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.